Hello, everybody. So in this video, I'm going to give you deliver a lecture on life and death, the meaning of life. So this is the outline of our today's topic. So we'll consider the phenomenon of death, attitude to death in the history of mankind, the 5 stages of perception of death, and the Buddhism, the viewpoint of Buddhism on death, and Islamic Christianity point on death, and the philosophical aspect of this, such philosophical aspect of this. So what is the death? So the phenomenon of death, the concept of death is one that we cannot never fully understand. The idea of nothing is a thought that scares us immensely, for we cannot understand, comprehend eternity with our wildest imaginations. So what is this? This is the cessation of life, the natural end of a living being due to the complete cessation of physiological process in the body. So previously the word death was replaced by the Latin exitus, which meant gone, left, retired to another world. According to Epicurus, the ancient philosopher, the death is the end of consciousness, and that consciousness doesn't transcend the body. So he has proposed two assumptions, and the first assumption that this is the end of consciousness, and the second one, by dying, he says you cannot be harmed by things you cannot experience. So for Epicurus' argument to be persuasive, we would need to accept at least two assumptions in his view. Namely, if we accept both assumptions, we'll probably will agree with Epicurus that it is irrational to fear death. If we disagree with the first assumption, we may find ourselves seeking answer within theology about whether death should be feared or not. So death has attracted the attention from many scholars, and it was the point for research object. It was the research object. So death previously bears the imprint of mysticism and mystery at the beginning of the 20th century, turned into an object for research that requires close attention, special analysis. The French historian Argis, one of the scientists who has achieved success in studying this issue, has identified the 5 stages in its development. The first and the second stage of this, during the ancient period of time, people at stage perceived this as a necessity that sooner or later befalls everyone. During the Middle Ages, the idea of last judgment contributed to the formation of the second stage. Such changes occurred due to the growth of individual consciousness. Throughout the Middle Ages, the significance of human death increased, the consequence of which was the concentration of thoughts and feelings on the physical component of the individual himself. On the third stage, having reached the highest point, there has been a devaluation of the old foundations in relation to this. This, at this stage, loses its sacred and mystical meaning. In the fourth stage, tragic emotions induced by the death of relatives, death is now perceived as an opportunity to merge with the loved one. Therefore, death of a neighbor is more difficult to experience than one's own. On the fifth stage, the theme of death is being pushed out of the consciousness of the masses. In the West, there is a tendency for the phenomenon of death to concern only the doctor and the owner of the funeral business. This means that the death has become the object of business. So right now we are coming to the point of religions, of world religions such as Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. So right now, this from the point of view of Buddhism, the main goal of Buddhism is considered to be liberation from suffering. Therefore, for adherents of this religion, this helps a person in getting rid of endless rebirth. The human soul, according to the law of karma, undergoes a series of transmigrations, incarnating into all living things. As for the Islam and Christianity, this from the point of view of Islam and Christianity, Muslims, Christians believe not only in the immortality of the soul and spirit, but also in the resurrection of the body. After that, everyone is brought to trial. In Islam, there is a special term, grave punishment, meaning a small trial of people right after death. The grave is an analog of the Christian purgatory, in which punishment or reward is determined. So philosophical aspect, with regards to philosophical aspect of this, Martin Heidegger said that this is what gives our life meaning. What does it mean to be? Or what do you mean I am? The answers to these questions are related to existence. Martin Heidegger identified two types of existence. The first one is the existence of things by themselves. They are autonomous, indifferent to the existence of the other. The second one is the existence of a person, one who understands and is aware of his own existence. Martin Heidegger writes that we realize our existence with the help of the phenomena of death, because a person may not exist. So this is the brief, short summary of our today's lecture. So if you have any questions regarding today's topic, regarding to today's topic, we can discuss this in our seminar. Have a good day. See you in seminar hours. During our seminar hours, we'll discuss deeply. Have a good day. Bye. Goodbye.